Shalom, shalom, shalom. Great praise, great glory. Woo! Beloved, beloved, beloved. We had discussed previously the eclipse. Oh man, did I left my? Oh yeah, no. I thought I left it in the car. Yes, brethren. Yes, we had previously we had discussed the solar eclipse, and of course, um, for those of you who don't know, there will also be a lunar eclipse too. Okay, there'll be two: a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. All right. Please give me a one if you can hear me and see me well. Okay. Huh. I got a couple notifications here. I'm not seeing.
This will work, right, babe?
Let me
Because I
see.
say beginners.
Yes, beloved. We had the. Oof, let me see. Oh boy, give me a second. There we go. Now, beloved, let me play a little video for you. Okay, this is some information that I found. It just pop up into my my recommendation. Okay, let's play it for the nation, and then we will discuss it. Okay, on our own ways. Lunar eclipse. So let's look at the astrology of Eastern Africa, Middle East. We have the full moon lunar eclipse. Hello, everyone. The solar eclipse on the 25th of October occurs in Libra. 2 weeks later, we have the full moon lunar eclipse occurring in the warlike sign of Aries, where the moon and Rahu are in conjunction. It's a very karmic turning point in world affairs, everybody, because Saturn, now at the end of the sign of Capricorn, is directly impacting these eclipses. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. And if the video is good for you, of course, give it a thumbs up. Let's begin. Let's start with the visibility, everyone. It's very important for prediction. Solar eclipse, 25th of October, as you can see, is like a big spotlight over Europe, particularly Eastern Europe and parts of Russia. Northeastern Africa, Middle East, and India also included.
Now, the total lunar eclipse, 7th, 8th of November, has a much wider area. It's visible in most of Asia, Australia, Antarctica, North America, top of South America, and northeastern Europe there, just off the map. One point, everybody, avoid viewing either solar or lunar eclipse. If it is visible where you are, it is never auspicious, always best not to do so.
You heard what they said? It is always best not to look at the solar eclipse or the lunar eclipse. It is always good not to avoid them. They are not good sign at all. You see people will come out there and they will have certain glasses and look spectacular. You don't do that. My grandmother taught us, well, it was a common knowledge back then. I believe when I was a child back in 1990, between 99, there was an eclipse that was happening between 90, 97, 98, 99. It went directly right there on Haiti. I think that's where it was passing right there in the Americas, but we could see it there. The whole country stopped. Everybody had to get inside. The entire country. The government ordered everyone. Well, the back then, before the whole fiasco, it was the priest that will tell the government will do. The high priest told the government to let the people know this is not gonna be good. I believe this one was that's what the one that was coming harboring all the stuff, and then 9/11 happened and all that stuff. Everybody stay inside. You don't gaze at them because there's nothing there for you to gaze. It is always wise to stay inside and wait until it passes. Stay in meditation and prayer. Okay?
Look at the astrology, everybody. Solar eclipse, 25th of October. What a total turning point. Two things in the chart show us this very clearly. First of all, Sun is eclipsed in his debilitated sign of Libra. And he is eclipsed with Venus, exactly combusted and conjunct here. Venus is Lord of Libra. When the dispositor, Lord of the eclipse, is also eclipsed, this is a dramatic turning point, but there's another factor as well. Only one planet is truly exalted in this sign, gives the best results. It is Saturn, and this time he is having a dramatic.
Saturn, out of all of this, Saturn is the best exalted planet. When they look at this thing, Saturn has the best. Saturn, so to speak, Shabbatai is leading this eclipse. Well, Shabbatai will lead, okay, this eclipse. All right. Put it right here. Oops. It's almost there. Okay, Shabbatai will lead this eclipse, and you know what Shabbatai is capable of. All right, let's continue.
10th aspect right onto this eclipse, saying that this is a karmic turning point from which there is no going back.
This is a karmic turning point. There is no going back. Now, beloved, I am not, let me play this again so the people would think like this is something that I made up, or I just like I'm just making this up. I'm going to play it again. Yeah, I'll talk about that fellow, Mika Ben, his true name. If you know his true name, type his true name over there, and then we'll talk about this dude. Okay. I don't know. All right. Yeah, that okay. Let me play it again. Let me play it one more.
Now, Libra is Only one planet is truly exalted in this sign, gives the best results. It is Saturn. And this time,
Shabbatai.
he is having a dramatic 10th aspect right onto this eclipse, saying that this is a karmic turning point from which there is no going back.
This is a karmic point from which there will be no going back. We are living in a karmic age. When we are reading this book, we're done with all the 12 signs of the 12 houses, so to speak. Okay, the practical of magical evocation. They talk about karmic and karma, mature, immature, justice and injustice all over this. By now, you should have an idea when they talk about there'll be no going back from this, man. Okay, back then when the so-called Gentiles do something, it is always like, oh, let's just weather the weather. Let's just chill, and then things will come back to normal. There ain't no going back for this, and this is why.
Now, Libra is a sign of decision where you weigh things up on those scales. Libra is the scales, but
Libra is a scale, is a sign of decision. Karma will be weighted on this scale, man. The solar eclipse is in Libra, is in the scale, the decision. They are weighting your karma. This solar eclipse is the final decision, and the one that coming in 2024 will be the target. It will be the sentence, and then that's it. Libra is the scales, balance. Okay, Libra will judge. Libra will judge you there. I believe Libra is a sign of the Levite. You know, for the 12 house, Libra is the Levite, so to speak. Okay, Libra is the balance. Yeah, I don't know, man. They're gonna put some karma in there. Okay.
Unfortunately, saying that this is a karmic turning point from which there is no going back. Now, Libra is a sign of decision where you weigh things up on those scales. Libra is the scales. But unfortunately, most Librans, by the way, have a big difficulty making decisions. And when you have a solar eclipse in this sign, everybody will be gripped with indecision.
So if you're a Libra out there, you will have very difficult time making decision. It's time for you to stand down. Okay? Don't make any very important decision. Okay, this is the time you're going to make a very important decision, very important things. Don't make it. Wait after this, and then you make it. Remember, if your house, you are in your the so-called Libra out there, this thing is in your home, man. It's in your house. I believe Noga is actually there. Remember, Libra is ruled by Noga, I believe. So to the Libras out there, be very careful. Okay, all right.
Because the sudden events and changes taking place at the solar eclipse seem to demand action, it's probably a good thing that we don't take it straight away. So whatever you do around the end of October, let events unfold. Don't take precipitous action.
If you're a Libra at the end of this month, don't do anything. Don't do anything very important. If you could just chill, take a few day vacation, stay home, relax. Okay, so don't get involved with things that has great consequences in your life or very important decision, business, especially business decision. Okay.
But it isn't just about personal decisions, everyone, because the sun rules governments and leaders, the king, if you like, and the sun.
Okay, now it's not about the personal. Now they are talking about like the entire world, the government, because the sun, he rules the government, the king, queens, the princes, princesses, the celebrities. That's why I see a lot of them are dying. Just like that fellow Mikabe, he died. His name is Michael Benjamin. Okay, I'm not making this up. Somebody type this guy name. His name is Michael Benjamin. Okay, all right. So if Michael is in the midst, we can't make this up. Benjamin, the last son of before Joseph, okay, the 11th son of of the Mosai of Jacob. Okay, he is no more. So after this eclipse, get ready to see a bunch of high political fellow and big stars are dying. Okay,
in the sign of his debilitation and eclipsed. So governments may be not able to react properly to difficult and crisis situation which may develop around solar eclipse. Governments are also gripped with indecision. However,
okay, the government around the world will have a heavy I would say a heavy confusion in the midst of them. There are certain things they won't be able to make decision or know what to do. What they will do when they can't do anything, they will send a big distraction. Kanye West just take a dump right in front of the White House with a shirt that say black people can eat what I'm dropping here. Watch your take on this, black folks. Start making video and then we will talk about that.
There's changes on the 8th of November, the 7th, 8th of November, when events that happen around the lunar eclipse will dramatically force action from governments and from everybody, because it's an emotional cathartic factor. And most importantly, it's going to involve a complete new direction forced on everybody by Saturn. Shani is
a complete new direction forced on everybody by Saturn, Shabbatai. And we know who in Shabbat, man. We know who's in Shabbatai. We know what the Shabbatites are able to do. This isn't good, man. Wherever this karmic, wherever been waiting on this scale, and remember, the sun is eclipse in Libra, the scale. That means if the sun just passed through Libra stuff, no, there's something really bad happening in the scale. So the scale tip, and guess what? The moon eclipse, brethren, there will be a lunar eclipse. It will be in Aries, and you know what? Aries is ruled by Madim, and you know what Madim is all about. Now you got Shabbatai, the house of the black judge, the king's little brother. Okay, will come because when the reason why Saturn is taking over this quote unquote this eclipse, Saturn is literally leading it because the black judge is here. He's the judge that judge. That's why justice is always some a woman with a scale. Justice, the judge is there is judging, and he's judging with the dark eclipse. Saturn came in. You can't make this up. Saturn is all about gloom and that whip on that thing, and it's gloom and it's eclipse, and the black judge is there. And what the full lunar eclipse, where it's gonna be in Aries. And what does Aries is all about? Aries is ruled by Saturn. Okay, Aries is ruled by Madim. And what is Madim is all about? It's not good at all, brethren. It's not good at all for those people. And when you look at this now, you got the knowledge. You say, wait, there is no way. The only way is for those people to use that technology and move the signs in the heaven. We'll see.
Now driving this factor, and most importantly, it's going to involve a complete new direction forced on everybody by Saturn. Shani is now driving this whole eclipse. Can you see everybody? He is squaring exactly the sun.
Saturn is driving. Shabbatai is driving the whole thing. Why? Who is in Shabbatai? Who's in Capricorn? Who rule the house of Capricorn? Shabbatai. And what is Shabbatai is, for those people, you already know who's really ruling this. This is no joke.
The moon, he is having the power of the karmas. And in this T-square,
listen again.
And most importantly, it's going to involve a complete new direction forced on everybody by Saturn. Shani is now driving this whole eclipse. Can you see everybody? He is squaring exactly the sun, exactly the moon. He is having the power of the karmas. And in this T-square formation,
the power of the karmas. Saturn is driving both the sun and the moon, which literally tell you Both of those eclipse is under Shabbatai. Shabbatai will make the eclipse in Libra weighted, Georgie Jew, Karmic, and then the full lunar eclipse is in Aries, Madim. This is not good.
Saturn's sight is definitely set on the sign of Cancer. Cancer is the sign of the home, country, security, well-being, mother, feeling that we belong. So
listen what the house of Cancer is for. Okay, listen to this and you'll understand what's gonna happen to those people. All right, well, to the people, some of our people too, you know, you join into them, that's what's gonna happen. Listen close.
Everybody, country, security, and Saturn's sight is definitely set on the sign of Cancer. Cancer is the sign of the home, country.
Cancer is the house of the whole countries, like places and stuff.
Security, well-being, mother, feeling.
Security, well-being, mother feeling. Well, if this thing tip, it will be insecurity. A lot of people, they won't be their welfare, well-being will be the complete opposite.
That we belong. Saturn's sight is definitely set on the sign of Cancer. Cancer is the sign of the home, country, security,
and security,
well-being, mother,
sick,
feeling that
mother
we belong. So everybody's sense of belonging is being shook up, okay? So everybody's going to feel quite insecure around this lunar eclipse. But
not only everybody will feel insecure, there will be insecurity. Not feel insecure in a sense of emotion. Nope, literally breaking. Anyway, let's finish it up this thing, and then we will begin the prayer.
But a new direction in everybody's life, giving correct place, correct security is going to come out of this difficult and challenging situation.
There will be correct security that will come. Our people will be secured. Whatever that's gonna come, I don't know. Maybe in the time come, there will be correct security. We will be secured. But there will be a side that this scale tipped off will be completely insecure, not emotionally, but physically. Of course, emotionally, of course, too. But
so
you know
property
what I mean.
Deals, buying, selling property, landed interest, all of these things are completely up in the air and very unstable.
Buying properties, selling properties, something with properties. I don't know what's gonna happen, but hey, all praises.
At this lunar eclipse. Same goes for all business and financial dealings, because Mercury has now left his own sign and it's actually combusted exactly with the sun in this lunar eclipse. So do not take any new business deals, financial transactions, stock market dealing. It's all going to be completely unstable and totally unpredictable. And of course, because of Mercury's involvement in the eclipse, travel also becomes very difficult and subject to all sorts of confusion and delays.
So Kokav is also in the midst. So take note. You know, for those of you that do business, those of you that travel or do things, if you're Kokavite, this thing will affect Shabbat, pretty much everyone. This, except for Zedek. This thing will affect the Shabbatites. Shabbatites are in lead right now. They are leading this thing because they're all about that whip. Okay? All right? You got the Shemeshites, because the Shemeshite doing this solar eclipse, that's going to be the dark side. You be very careful out there. Because that's the other side of you. That's that rarest Shabbatai shine all the time. Rarely they get into that dark side. Be very careful. Okay? Noga Heights out there, they are involved. Levana. To Levana Heights, they're greatly involved because Levana is the one that will trigger in Madim, you know, Aries, and it will trigger and stuff like that, you know, stuff. That's what it's going to be. Okay? Zedek will also will affected. Okay, excuse me, correction. Zedek, the Zedekites, Zedek will also be affected. It will be at 0 degree, which is one thing you really out of all the degree, you don't want the planets to be at 0 degree, you know. And then there is no such thing as 30 degree, but it's come to 0 to 29. However, but you don't want that. Anyways, let's play this.
But definitely not of least importance, I've just shown you how the solar eclipse highlighted Europe in a huge way, and Russia.
The solar eclipse highlighted Europe in a huge way, especially Russia.
Also now. Finally, but definitely not of least importance, I've just shown you how the solar eclipse highlighted Europe in a huge way, and Russia also now. This solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, is a cycle of events going together, directly impacting Ukraine war situation in a dramatic way, and also the chart of Vladimir Putin. Let's have a quick look at this. Here are the charts of Ukraine itself.
That's the lunar eclipse. Okay, the lunar eclipse will affect Ukraine and Russia in a big way because the lunar eclipse will be in Aries. Then again, Aries is ruled by Madim, and Madim is all about that stuff.
D1 birth chart on this side, and the Navamsa D9 here. In the yellow boxes are the houses of the eclipse. As you can see, in the D1 birth chart, it's highlighting 5th, 11th house, but the 5th house contains Aries. Aries is the Aruda Lagna. This is a very special thing in the Vedic system. It is like another ascendant, your face, which you show to the world. For the Ukraine, it's in the sign of Aries. So Ukraine shows a fighting spirit, definitely, to the world. But this is what is being eclipsed at this time. So eclipse on Aruda Lagna is...
Ukraine now have a fighting spirit, but it is eclipse. They can fight, but they can't win. That's what it means. They have a fighting spirit, but it eclipse.
Very similar to eclipse on ascendant, and please note that in the D9 chart, the eclipse does occur in Libra on the ascendant, where Rahu and Ketu are a total turning point. And Saturn, as I've just shown you, is driving the whole eclipse for everyone. In the Ukraine chart, he's in the 2nd house, giving a sati effect because the moon is there. That's been there for some time, but now Saturn is in this eclipse, almost exactly conjunct the moon as he comes to the final part of his Capricorn transit. And the moon rules the 8th house in the Ukraine chart, the house of trauma, crisis, transformation. It's a difficult turning point for certain.
Okay, let's listen to this last one.
And house in the Ukraine chart, the house of trauma, crisis, transformation. It's a difficult turning point.
The house is trauma, difficult transformation. It's a very bad thing that's going to happen there. Okay?
For certain. And look at the D9 chart where it is mirrored, because Saturn is with Mars now, transiting natal Mars, lord of the enemies, of the warfare situation in the...
You don't want Shabbatai and Madim to get together. Those are the two most feared planets. Shabbatai is the planet of gloom and death. That's the negative part of it. Madim is all about kicking ass and taking name, and both of them are coming after you. You got a bunch of soldiers, a bunch of armies, a bunch of things coming at you, and then you got death coming. What the hell are you gonna do, man? It's not good at all. A deadly combination, Shabbatai and Madim.
Homeland. And setting off this ascendant-descendant eclipse cycle. And of course, as I've just shown you, Saturn is looking at Cancer. Cancer in the D9 chart is the 10th house. The actual goal of security is being completely undermined.
The actual goal of security is completely undermined. There will be zero security for... When we say security, brothers, it means everything. Although the sense of security in the midst of those people will be completely destroyed. Their security will be breached. I'm not saying government cyber attack, but you will see a total change. Just like 2020, when it hit, the entire world changed. You're gonna see worse.
Vladimir Putin is almost in harmony, if I can use the word harmony. I don't want to use that word, but is definitely driving these events because he is also having an eclipse in the 1st, 7th, and the 5th, 11th.
All right, we'll stop right here. We will continue after the prayer. All right, somebody remind us to continue after the prayers. And last night we had to. We will give also. It would be best if we give the hmm, no. Let me put this. All right, somebody remind us to finish this discussion. To finish up, and I will paste her channel so that people can go watch, do your own research. I'm not making this up, so people will say I prophesize things I didn't prophesize. It pop up in front of me. I played it. I get the message. We translate it. Her message match ours. That's how you get things from Gentiles. I'm not quite sure who she is. You don't repeat after them and say, "Oh, this will happen because she said so." We all heard it and we all know what it means. Great glory, great praise go unto you, mighty one. Thank you, God that created the heaven, the earth, and everything in them. Thank you for this great message. Thank you for letting us know that Shabbatite and Madim are in the midst. Libra will wait them. The judgment, the justice is here. There is nothing those people can do. Well, there's one thing they can do. They can use Elon Musk technology and move the stars. They can use their ARP, their CERNs, and move the moon and turn off the sun so the eclipse won't happen. They can do that if they have the power. But we know all power belongeth to you, all wisdom and virtue and riches are in your house. We are here. We come and we say, thank you, mighty one. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for healing your children. We are grateful and we express great gratitude over everything that you're doing. We see that the enemy is confused and more is going to happen to him. We see that the enemy is trembling, the trembling of the heart, the trembling of the loin. You have literally taken the cup of dregs out of our hands and force it down their throat. They don't want to drink it, but you're forcing them. We give great glory, great praise unto you for this. Thank you for protecting our people. Thank you for protecting the beloved. Thank you for protecting the nation, and may you continue protecting them. Thank you for bringing the lost sheep, the cleaving Gentiles, the one that are truly after knowledge and study on their own, and then make decision based on what the Spirit is bringing to them. Mighty One, as these days that are coming, these weeks, they're going to be very gloomy. We humbly, by bowing the knees of our heart, asking you, Father, to cover the whole nation completely and destroy the others completely, because two kings cannot rule the same kingdom. They must be judged, including some of our people. With that being said, we say, Father, may your will be done in this earth as it is in heaven. Selah, so be it. Cover our people, the so-called Libra out there, the so-called Aries out there, and the so-called Shabbatite, the so-called Zedekites, the so-called Nogahites, the so-called Levanahites, the so-called Madimites, the so-called Kokavites, and the so-called Libra and Aries. Selah, so be it. To all the angels, you guys are doing a great job. The angels are doing a very great job. We say thank you. We're just going to grab our popcorn. We're going to enjoy the show. We're going to stay out of it. Yes, there is no going back from this karmic point of no return. You will pay for everything that you've did. There will be no rapture for you. Yes, there will be a rapture. Surprisingly, it's not going to be you. Because when this H really go down, we won't be here to see it. By the great and terrible power, the Most High God Almighty vested in me, and He can take it anytime He feel like. I leave all of you in peace. Go in peace, beloved brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining us. Let us move in, continue with the analysis, and then we will go ahead and talk about certain things. Let us keep on moving.
In his D1, it's utterly undermined. The chart of Vladimir Putin is almost in harmony, if I can use the word harmony. I don't want to use that word, but it's definitely driving these events because he is also having an eclipse in the 1st, 7th, and the 5th, 11th. In his D1, it's on his ascendant with his Lord Venus. like Nasha, lord of his whole chart, eclipsed completely, and Jupiter, not a good planet for Libra ascendant, being eclipsed in the seventh house of warfare. In Putin's D9, we see the Aruda Lagna afflicted, the face which he shows to the world, afflicted completely, like ascendant is here. Very important to see also that this means that something about his decision making is impaired. I've actually talked about, haven't I, how this whole eclipse is about decision, and on his
this whole eclipse is about decision. Now, what do we learn from these two eclipses? First, on October 25th, the eclipse, the sun will eclipse in Libra. What is Libra? The scale, decision. There will be an ultimate decision that will be taken here. There's two group of people that are being judged here, us and them. Yasharala and 83. And one of them had committed a great crime. And who's driving this eclipse? Both eclipse? Shabbatai. And who live in the house of Shabbatai? Cain's brother. And what does Cain's brother is all about? Ever since Cain did that thing to him, he become a vengeful spirit. He's out there for justice and strict justice. This Shabbatai, Cain's brother is about, he's very strict. You did it, there is no second chance of the. While you can reason with Madim, you cannot reason with Shabbatai. While Madim, Madim could Aries, of course, while Madim can get in his pride, and then you beg for your life, he like, he's a soldier, like I ain't killing no coward, man. Get out of here. Madim will let you go, not Shabbatai. See, Shabbatai will take your head off because you're guilty. It's going to happen. The solar eclipse is going to be in Libra, of course, which is completely guided by Shabbatai, Cain's brother, the black judge. Now, the lunar eclipse going to be in Aries, the house of Aries, the house of the ram, the house of sacrifice, the ram that Abraham sacrificed, the house of fighter, the house of the leaders, the police officers and all that, all the soldiers and things, the house of war and warfare, the house of discipline, the house of correction, the house of the whip. Now you got those two people coming after you. It's not gonna be good. Now when the lunar eclipse happened in Aries, it's going to be in November 7 and 9. Write that down, brothers, okay? When is the solar eclipse? So we won't forget it. I mean, the lunar eclipse. Okay? The lunar eclipse going to be, if it's on 7, then it's done. When is the lunar eclipse going to be? They say 7 and 8, then it's done. Yeah, for the Libra Shabbatai out there, this is your day, man. Sheesh. If the lunar eclipse is on Monday, November the 2nd, then that's it. That's it, man. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. If the lunar eclipse is on November 7 on Monday, that's it, man. That's it. Not only, brothers. Sorry. I don't know what happened here. Maybe when I was doing this, it pressed the stuff. All right. The sound's returning. All right, the sound's returning. Are we good now? Good. Yeah, because that's what happens. Sometimes I have to just that thing freaking. Is that thing recording? Are you hearing me? How do you put this thing here? You know, my eyes keep failing me. That damn glass is not doing anything. Let me see this. Well, I need my monocle. I gotta read. There we go. There you go. It's back. The audio has returned. All right. Let's I believe you folks lose me when I wrote it down. Now, the lunar eclipse going to be on the 7th. And what day is the 7th? What day is November 7th? Is that what that is? What Wool Monday? Wool Monday. You can't make this up, man. You can't. The full moon. The lunar eclipse going to be on Monday, which is going to last until 7 and 8 until Tuesday. Who is Tuesday? Tuesday is Madim, and where the moon is going to eclipse and Aries. Who will Aries? Madim. And the full moon's gonna be in Madim. You can't make this up, dog. Like when you look at this is not men. This is information that the spirit downloaded in us because we've been studying those things, and now we know, like, yo, you ain't gonna escape this, son. You ain't gonna go nowhere. I can feel the chill in my body, man. For those of you that have the mind to understand, because you've been studying and asking for more understanding, you know this is, you ain't gonna go nowhere, son. 1111 keep presenting himself. I think I gave that meaning before. You might want to Google it. I think I give this meaning. It's a good thing, though. The solar eclipse going to be October the 25th. And October 25th, there is a reason why we told you to get a... You see, we didn't even know. 90 days ago, we said we're going to get a Shabbatai candle. And who's guiding the whole thing now? Shabbatai. That's what it is. On October the 25th, this is only for the hardcore mother lovers out there. If you are not about this stuff, you see us do, you want to do too, put it down. Get your Shabbatai candle ready. On the 25th, you supercharge this baby for our people. Justice. 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 Reparation. Restoration. If you ain't about that life, don't do it. Because we told you about this like 6 months ago. 3 to 6 months ago. I'm not quite sure. Now we know what color is behind this. What planet is behind this. Okay. Thank you, our beloved Sister Josie, for the super sticker. And also brother bro Azariah for the super chart. The 1111, I had that meaning somewhere. It sent me an email. I can send it to you. I'm not quite sure. I fully remember it. Okay. This ain't gonna be no joke, son. This thing going to be real. The judgment is there in place. There's nothing anyone can do about this. You cannot go up there and change the position of the moon. You cannot black the, even if you black the sun. I don't know. We're gonna sway things in there. The eclipse will happen. You can't make this up, man. We're not making this up, brothers. You see how when you're studying, you see how when you drop things up, you're like, oh, because I don't know. No. There's that guy over there. I forgot his name. He will stop you. He will stop you from getting in the gate. That's why a lot of people, they have to stop them and push them away because this is not for them. Now you understand, when you see those things, you study them, you know what's going to happen. Is it Brethren, what's going to happen in the next few days? Is it going to be pretty? Based on what you learn, are you getting a good vibe for this? Well, at least for us, we're getting a good vibe, but are you getting something positive going, some kind of like back to normal going to happen? Are you, based on what you learn, based on what you listen and what you see, are you going to sit there and say, you know what, I know like this, man. I think it's going to turn out to be well for the next 2023. Get ready. You cannot get ready for 2023. Well, anything that is negative for them is positive for us. Anything that is positive for us is negative for them. Again, brethren, we are not saying in the exact day something will happen. No, after that, just like things that happen in December, and then February or April, Russia invade Ukraine. After this, it could be on the same day. I don't know. But, usually it won't be on the same day because it's going to be the new moon. So after that, brethren, this thing will happen. We'll see. We'll see. This isn't no joke, man. And we don't hide things here. We don't do things for click and subscribe and comments. We are not about this thing. We are about letting the people know that there's a group of people, very specific group, not that much, a very small, unique group of people that's connected to the power, the mighty one. It is us. And you have treating our people horribly. You never made any account of that. You never made anything. Talking about and treating our people horribly. Anybody, you see, let me tell you something. This is how you know 83 is in cahoots with 83. Whenever something happened to us, of course, it's an outrage because it happened to the poor, the oppressed. It happened to the tail, the worst group of people on this earth. That's why they said the tail going to become the head, the head's going to become the tail. And now Gentiles are not too proud of being head. Well, we were always being tail with you guys, man. The elite, man. Hey, man, F the elite, man. Now we are in the same boat. No, sir, we're not in the same boat. We are in the same water. You guys you boarded Titanic a few days ago. We just reached a little island in the middle of the ocean. We're waiting for our rescue. And you guys just struck the iceberg. We're not in the same boat, man. We're far away from you. We're in a tropical island. You're kind of like in the North Pole, somewhere over there. Whenever something happened to us, now everybody want to come together like, yo, man, I understand what happened to you black folks, man, and here's happening to me now. Let's come together. Okay, first of all, we're not black. Well, so you refer to us, but now there's a Mr. Me Too. Hey man, me too, man. Yeah, my people being like enslaved, just like black people. You know about the Irish, the servitude, the indentured services and stuff like that. Yeah. Next thing you know, all white folks are all Irish now. When the true Irish look like us. This is how you know they are hiding things. Anybody knew about the coolie trade? Back in the 1840s, in the 1800s, the coolie trade. Anybody know anything about that? The coolie trade. Coolie, C-O-O-L-E-I. Yeah, the people. Okay. Yeah, most people that know about it, that's like Caribbean folks or people that been doing most people won't know about it. There's a reason why you don't hear about this thing. the coolie trade is another disguise for our people. They were transporting and steal from all over the world. They just call it the coolie trade. The coolie trade is like it's like a bunch of unskilled worker. There's no such thing as unskilled worker. Everything that you're doing in life requires skill. Even cleaning, people like, oh, cleaning. The coolie trade happened everywhere. Trinidad, Tobago, Jamaica, all over. What they were doing, they were going in China, they were going in the Philippines, they were capturing our brethren. The same way that they did all over the world. They always talk about the transatlantic slave trade, but they never did talk about the trans-Asia straight, all over. We were shipping all over. The so-called Chinese they were taking over there, you like, oh, those people are Chinese. Let me see if I can get a picture of those so-called Chinese. You know what? I think let me see if I can get the video. Okay, those are those are the Chinese over there. Okay, they were getting. You see this sister with this giant afro. Look at the other sister. You can't see it well. They had giant. They were our brethren, sister. That's why Mao Zedong made it a law. If anyone, and he was very serious, he killed millions of people. Most of those people he was killing, they were our people. He made it a law. He said, if anyone you teach or you even say anything pre 1900, if you go out there, you poke in history or you try to teach anything that happened during the Ming dynasty, the Ming Deng dynasty, or anything that has to do with old China, will kill you. They throw away all. That's why Hong Kong had to detach Hong Kong. Like, wait, we have a beautiful those things, even though they belong to those people, but it's beautiful. That's why the best kung fu movies, where did they come from? Hong Kong. You do know the so-called Chinese know nothing about kung fu. Most Chinese has no idea. Take any Chinese, bring in the hood, take a two-third, you'll see what will happen to them. They don't know anything about that. Most of them don't know about this. Okay, that's why the best kung fu's they came from Hong Kong. Okay, Hong Kong literally took our culture. That's why black folks really connected back in the 60s and 70s with those karate movie, kung fu movies, because that's our hish. You need rhythm to fight. Watch when Bruce Lee are fighting. It's like he's dancing. Guess what? Bruce Lee was known as a great dancer. He won multiple Chinese, whatever, dancing, national, whatever crap they are doing on TV today with Glee, whatever. He was a great dancer because to fight, you have to watch Muhammad Ali when he's Mike Tyson. Your fighting is dancing. Shabbatite and Madianites are known as great dancer. They will dance around you and kick your ass. Although there is back, I'll come back to the story. Back when we had our kingdom, the so-called the Amazonian, the Amazonian, they fight with the dance move. If you're familiar with quote unquote Gede Nibo, you see how the Gede are dancing with the stick. That's how the Amazon fight. They fight with the hips. They use the lower body part. They fight with their pelvis, and they fight when they are fighting certain men. They wear very short skirt, nothing under there, bare breasts, and then they are fighting you. And those men always lose because they cannot focus on the fight. They're not fighting at all. Some you will have certain group of men that will say they're like, okay, we want to fight we don't want to fight the men. We just want to fight the women. They say, okay, well, they're gonna cut off your head. We're cool with that. We're cool with that. Just just so they can. Some men cannot. They to fight. You have to be concentrated. You have to focus. But when you are men, you are in a war for 3, 4, 5 months. There's no women, and finally you find a group of women that will show you some certain things for free. You might want to get your ass kicked for a few. Ass kicking back then in this time was like some pleasure for them, and the women used to cut off their head. That's why when they come back from the war, they always bring the men's head. But anyway, and this time, Mao Zedong tell those people, listen, if any all China, all China, anything about superstition, he doesn't want anybody to try to go in China and talk about like, hey, what happened to the Ming Ding dynasty? Oh, the Ming Ding dynasty. They will give you the same bull that the European give you about the 100 years war. Ask them, hey, what can you tell me about the 100-year war? Oh yeah, the French, the English and stuff, and the Black Prince. Oh, the Black Prince. Oh, was a black man? Nah, he was a white man, but he was called the Black Prince because he was like so dark. He was like dark skin. No. He was like so cruel. Yeah, whatever, man. So anyway, they will give you the same answer because there are things they don't want you to know what happened over there in China. So when Mao Zedong make that, illegal to study anything about old China, don't look in the back. And the way the so-called the true Chinese used to dress in the movies, you won't see, go now, you won't see any Chinese in modern China dressed like that. The hat, the way they work, the way they pray and stuff, you won't see none of these things. He made it illegal. He made it, if they caught you, okay, if they caught you any in China wearing ancient Chinese clothes, you're in trouble. Modern clothes, pants, shirt, be a modern man. He said we have to be modern men and Western things. We need to emit anything old China and stuff. The old statue of China, they remove all their heads. You see over here in Egypt or whatever, they messed up, they chiseled the nose, the hips. In China, they remove the whole head. They remove the whole head. A bunch of Chinese statues, headless. That's why you see some women statues, they are headless and handless. It's just their body. And they paint them white. There's a reason. Because if they have head, you're like, wait a minute, that's not Chinese, man. But no offense, that's like, this is Shaquille O'Neal. This is some Dikembe Mutombo looking dude right there. This is Wesley Snipes. Okay, where did you guys get this thing? Because that's what they were. That's what it is. Okay, so they do this. During the coolie trade, they were going out there in mainly in Southeast Asia and get our people. And they were shipping them all over. What they were doing, they were getting the people they get as slaves, and they will get other people that will watch over the slaves, such as the Elamites. The Elamites will give us hell, man. A lot of them will watch over that. Okay? I'm not quite sure. Is that our friend? I don't know if it was our friend or something. I think it's a glare in my glasses. Yeah, the word Shanghai, the Shang dynasty. You really don't. When you watch those things, you're like, well, those are a bunch of black folks in like Chinese clothes. Is those clothes are even Chinese? That's why the coolie trade was a trade of a coolie trade is another fancy word for slave trade, trading our people. And then now all the you never heard about it. You barely heard about it. We told you in the next few, for a lack of a better term, in the next few months, few years, you will hear a lot of people that are black. A lot of people, their ancestors suffer too. You will see a lot of people, oh, my coolie trade, I'm Chinese, man, but my ancestors suffer from the coolie trade. You will see a bunch of Haitian people who are like, wait, this is the, I thought the typical Haitian is one of those guys you're showing me in those TV throwing rocks and burning things. You will see certain people that are coming. Yeah, I'm Haitian. My grandmother, did a Haitian man. Therefore, I'm one. You will see a bunch of people like, oh, my forefather was a black man captured in not in Africa though, in North Carolina. So you won't believe how many people that will. Then you see how the entire world claim they are white. The entire, even though they're not, European or whatever they are, Arabs or whatever they are. You see a bunch of people that you will literally. You see what you're gonna notice the most. You will notice that you yourself, nobody will refer to yourself as black anymore. They are now. A lot of people will come up to you, man. Hey, no offense, man. I want to learn about my culture. What? Yeah, I want to learn about my culture. Your culture? I just have my test from ancestry.com, and then it come back, I'm a black man. Good. So, we Israelite, right? We're going to the kingdom, baby. Okay. That's how you think it's working. That's what it is. Oh, you will see a lot of people, brethren. You'll be surprised. Who are those people? You people, what the hell is this? And then they will redefine the meaning. Well, black is not. Black is it's a beautiful color, but it's not a color. Anybody can be black, man. If you choose to be black, man, you have the style. You can sing hip hop and smoke weed. You're black, so yeah. Oh, you'll see it, man. Once they saw Shabbatai and Madimo coming with that weight on certain people, and everybody, people gonna come up and like, yeah. So I wanna talk like you. What do you mean? I wanna talk like my people. You my people, right? I'm your people now. Yeah. What? I live in the hood, you live in your mansion, and all of a sudden, some genealogy you just took online, you printed it out, you show me a result that says here, it says black. And then after that, it says comments. Try to connect with your roots. You want to watch Roots together with me? Okay, you better get the hell out of my home or I'll show a living stick. Look, man, first of all, I'm not a black man. I don't know where you get that. Second of all, this thing don't go by your skin color. What most likely the general we use that, but no, it's what's flow through your vein. You do not have that. Oh, you'll be amazed. Like that, you see like the whitest mother lover come out there and then start laughing in your face and like, oh man, you see a nigga like Voldemort looking mother lover came in here, with his cap backward, bling bling, and then with his genealogy paper in his hand, you find out that he find the truth. It's like, man, our people been oppressed, man. Oh man, and stuff like that. Yeah. You'll see this. Because this thing is gonna be brutal. Beloved, I will leave you with peace. I will leave you with love. I will leave you with clarity. I will leave you with calmness. Nothing's going to happen to us. We will be in great sense of security. We'll be all secure. All's going to be clear for us. But them, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to those people. And frankly, I do not want to know. I do not want to see it. Because there are certain things you are not supposed to see with your own fleshly eyes. Pleonism, but yeah. Beloved, join us this afternoon around 7:30 p.m. We will discuss the Smoky God, the Inner Earth. We will read the book, The Smoky God. Wait a minute, do I have the book? I have it somewhere. God, that's gonna take me a long time. We will read the book, The Smoky God. Okay, that fellow that went inside of the earth and he saw those people. And we had a whole podcast about this 2 years ago. And for those of you that remember, we had a whole podcast, but this time we're going to study the book like we did with other books. Okay, we're going to study this book, and we're going to go to the stuff. So, okay, um, to the people out there, get your Shabbatai candle, man. And when you say, what's the color for Shabbatai? You know what we mean when you say get your Shabbatai candle, man. If you're all about that life, that's the color for Shabbatai, man. Again, to the Shabbatites out there, that's the color you were doing this day. To you, when you do this, you make yourself into an airport. Okay, today is Levana. This is my airport. Okay, Levana is white and silver. This is my airport. The energy of Levana, if it's going places, it saw me, it will land it on me. Although I'm a Shemeshite. Okay. So before we go, everybody clear on the whole solar eclipses, about solar and lunar eclipses. Are we clear on that? I do not want the people to be confused, like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen and stuff like that, or I didn't know the day. By now, I would expect everybody to like at least have some understanding. At least like, hey, wait, this thing. I may not fully understand the babbling big Levi, but I know something terribly is coming to those people. Then, if you do, beloved, if you wish, later on, join us together. We will study the Smoky God once more to bring more information about the inner earth, the people that live under there, and certain stories that we will tell the stories again. Do we have time? Could we tell the story? Oh crap! Hang on, give me a second. Which one of you have not known, have not heard the story of that fellow that went to the spiritual realm, or the Akasha principle, or what would happen to you if you attempt to do astral travel? Anybody? Which one of you have not heard of it? Let me see. I'm probably gonna have. I got 8 more minutes. Okay. The people that heard it last night, did you heard it last night? Okay, the people that heard it last night, yeah, most people heard it. Yeah, it was in a podcast last night. Okay, you need to be extremely careful. If you are, for instance, you see those people online. Hang on, let me check. Mom. Give me a second. She's coming. Okay, let me see if I can squeeze this. Uh, there is just the okay. Let me. I think I can squeeze this. I got 7 more minutes. Uh, all right, I got a little time. Let me squeeze this in. There was a young man back in the 1910s, 1920s, in Haiti, so to speak. He had a father. Again, okay. The stories are real varied because every time you tell it, you remember things differently. There are other things that you will remember. It is always possible to see your loved one because they are in another realm. We have people that are often they don't know who's their father, they don't know who's their mother, they don't know anybody of their family. You do have family and you can meet them. However, it is wise if you choose so to do that. It is always recommended you have somebody that will go there with you, somebody that will travel with you. I had spoken with one of the masters, especially Sensei. We were trying to get a place like a house. And to do that, if people that want to do astral travel, people that want to go ahead and meet their loved one or meet their guardian angel or meet anyone that you feel, whether they are positive or negative spirit, we're trying to get a house here and then do it. But because of the economy, things like going on down there and stuff, so the whole project is on pause. However, Hogwarts is completely fully not operational, but built. It is done. Hogwarts is done. Okay. If you choose to go to Hogwarts, you'll be able to do all those things that we read on those books. You'll be able to call those things, they will come, because you will be an inside person, an inside temple person. It is always good for you to go with someone if you try to go astral travel. Yes, if you type in YouTube astral travel, you will hear people say, "Oh, well, I sit in like in this position and I fly, I see my body and stuff." When you're doing astral travel, none of this stuff. And if you succeed doing astral travel, you really don't want to tell anyone what you see over there and who you see. In the 1910s and 1920s, and so to speak 1930s, we'll say, there was a young man, his father got murdered. That was back in Haiti. So when his father got murdered, he wanted to know who did this. Of course, back then, our people, we had the knowledge that you can and go in the spiritual realm, aka the Akasha principle, and talk to that person, and they will tell you everything that happened. Whether this person, you were cool with that person, or you're not good with this person. And one thing, when I'm saying this, it is always wise. So if you're about that life, to write down all the people that are died, or that are dead on your mother's side and your father's side. If you can remember any dead person, write their name down, put it there. Just say those that are in this stuff. Okay, you will need that in the future. When he decided to travel to meet with his father and question him, and then he went and he contacted the high priest. Okay, so the high priest came to him. He said, "What do you want me to do?" He said, "I want to go ahead and talk to my dad to see who killed him." And the high priest said, "Okay, well, write it down and meditate upon it," which he did. So they both meditate. And the high priest took him to a cemetery. Okay, there is nobody here, no noise, nothing, no distraction. And the high priest, they wear the garment. Before you go there, of course, you have to purify yourself. You have to wear white garment, nothing under. Okay, and then you have to lie down, not sitting in yoga position. Those are for high ranking masters. Okay, so he went to a cemetery, and then they place everything, so both of them lie down, and they have what you call a mantra. Okay, to go over there, there's something you have to say. There's a certain vibration you have to and you are vibrating certain things. That means you are knocking. That means you are calling. There's a phone number, a spiritual phone number they give you. There's a spiritual cell phone that you used to call, and then they will pick up. So, and then when they were doing their mantra, their soul, spirit, whatever you want to call it, leave their body, and they were traveling. Once they reached the destination, they came in, and the priest said, "Stay here." And so to speak, the spirit went to the concierge desk. This is just us telling the people this, okay? He went to the concierge desk. He met the concierge fellow. Say, "Welcome to the hotel. This, how can I help you?" He said, "Oh, well, we would like to see Mr. This. He's over there. We have a few questions to ask." You never tell the person, "Oh yeah, my father was murdered." Well, this is not the business. Okay, just like when you go out, you don't. It is quite impolite when you go on a place and you talking about your marriages, what's going on in your marriages, or you're not married. I don't know. I'm still single and stuff, or women in this, men in that. It is very impolite. You here for business, you do your business. That's it. I want to see this guy, and then they'll say, "Who are you?" "I am his son." And then okay, boom, all right. So he went and met his father. When he saw the father, he was not in a good position. He was not in a good situation, so to speak. Let's say that he met his father working. Can you imagine you living this life? You've been walking all alone. And when you are no more, people say, "Rest in peace." He will rest. He will never have to work. And then when they go over there, they see you in a worse position than you were on earth. And he talked to the father. He said, "Daddy, who did this to you?" The father said, "This is the person that did this to me." "Why?" The father said, "This is why, this is why, this is why." And then he say, my son, I'm at work. I can't talk. I'm surprised they let you come and talk to me. I can't stay. I have to go. When they tell you they can't stay, they have to go. And you're like, stay for one more or stay. I'm talking to a stay. They literally going to take your energy so they can go. That means they can kill you. Not by choice. Because they have that's why when you're talking to your guardian angel, you have 19 minutes to do so. You do not call your guardian angels like, I just want to talk, like what's going on with my life and stuff. I don't know, I can find love and stuff. You don't do none of this nonsense. You make your question very specific. You call, you greet, you take, and then you say, this is my question instead. And then go in peace. Wherever. That's why when you go over there, when you're about to leave, they tell you, hey, go in peace, return in peace wherever you're gonna go. Okay. So when you when they get over there and they were talking to the guy, the father say, my son, I have to go. He said, wait on a second. He said, Daddy, are you able to help me to do anything? He said, whatever you want, I can help you here. He said, I want money. I want to be filthy rich. I want to have all the money that I could ever possibly possess. And the dad say, well, I can't do that for you right now. And then he said, well, then who can do this? And they call a fellow, since it's the day, they call one of those dudes down there. And the priest say, wait a minute, you can do this. We did not come here for that. He said, well, since we are here, hey, when in Rome, since we are here, the priest tell him, listen, we have to go. And after that, you can come back and then you will do that thing on your own. And he say, well, if you gotta leave, man, I'm not holding you leave. And then the priest say, I'm leaving. And then he leave everybody in peace. The priest returned back to his body. But this dude stayed there because he want that money. Because he saw what was in there. He saw certain things he wanted them. So, and then they say, well, the guy that is responsible for this, first of all, those highest positive spirit won't meet you because they already know who you are, you immature and incompetent. They won't meet you. The lower spirit, they're gonna come here. They want to meet you. So this spirit come, and then his name is Nabam. Nabam is known to be as the left hand of Lucy. All right, he's the left hand of Lucy. So Nabam came in. Nabam said, yeah, what's going on? What can we do for you? He said, man, I want money. I want to be filthy rich. I want money to have never suffer again. I want to buy everything and stuff. Okay. Nabam said, well, no problem. Then if you need money, take this thing. We cannot stock right now because your time is up. Take this. Okay. Nabam give him a little device. This device was a cell phone. He said, when you're ready, we will send you the agreement. Okay, we will send you our contract. Once you read it, you understand it, call us, and then we will come. He literally gave this dude in the 1910s, he gave him a cell phone. Okay, and then the dude traveled back, and then he woke up, the cell phone was in his hand. I'm not making this up. There are technology they have in the Akasha principle in the spiritual realm. They have not yet invented. And when you go there, you can come back and say, I see this, I see that. You can draw them. You can make certain movie. You put them in there, but you cannot say, I went there and saw this. So they give him a cell phone back in the 1910s, 1920s. So he dialed the number that they gave him. He called them. Okay. I'm just telling you what they told me. So when you pick up, they say, all right, this is what we want from you. If you want all the money and more money, give us your brother. You have 3 of them. One won't hurt. Say, well, I can't give you my brother because I love him. What about the second one? No. What about the third one? No. Okay. Make children with your wife. All the children will be for us. No. And then Nabam say, okay, well, I don't know what to do for you. I can talk to you. He hang up. And the dude now, on his own term, he went over there in the spiritual realm. Because nothing is free, Bridget. He went over there on his own without no priest, no other thing, which is good. You can do that. And then he want to meet Lucy himself. He said, I got to meet Lucy. And then they brought him to Lucy. And Lucy said, oh, I heard of you. He said, you know what? Let me do something for you. Since you don't want to give any of your family members, what you're gonna do, you and your wife going to build this house. I'll give you the money. And each of those rooms, you're going to have two big ass wardrobe. Okay. And those two big wardrobe, you going every time you need money, I'm gonna fill both of them. One for you, one for your wife. You're not gonna even share with your wife. She will have money. And all I want you to do is to go out in the nightclub, speak easies in the bars, and have fun. Just have fun. And then he said, I'll take my payment. And then the dude said he went to his wife, she explained, so that's a good deal. And then he did so. He bought the wardrobe and stuff, and then he went out to those nightclubs. Come to find out, every woman that he slept with, those women die. And each time those women die, those wardrobe fill back up. Then he realized what the contract was, which really did not really bother him. And then he would go places, buying beautiful car, dressed nice, all women, every woman that he slept with, except for his wife, they died, because that's what's the contract. Then again, as we men, these things are not meant to be used every day, every time, every single. It's not. That's not what that is. And at certain time too, you reach, this guy can just snap his finger, limp. Oh, there's not. You can't stand up anymore, sir. That's it. And then he could not perform anymore. And then this guy came in and said, "You know what, dude? That's it. You're done. We're taking you and your wife." They took him and his wife. It's done. The reason why Sensei had to tell us about this story is because a lot of people, they want to go to the spiritual realm. They're going to do astral travel or a spiritual voyage. And then they want to go ahead and see things. It doesn't work like that, Bridget. Some of you have to be mentally strong. The guy went in there to meet his father. When he got there, he see things, his heart quickly changed. I don't know about that money, dude. About that money. No, the wife knew about it. What kind of wife that you get a wardrobe filled with money? You can spend it today, fill back up, and you knew what your husband is doing out there. Is giving you money. Oh, some people are all about that money, sis. They don't care about you sleeping, especially Gentiles. Gentiles are very rich. They know what their husband doing out there. They know what their wife is doing out there. They don't care. The money is flowing. As long as there's money in this house, we're together. But the moment they lose that CEO job, they're not making this money. Oh, hell no. I'm going to get myself another CEO. They don't care about that. Certain men out there, they know what their wife is doing, and they've loaded with money. They don't care about that. No, it was a secret, brethren. It is after that the story was revealed that that's what this guy was doing. That's why we told our people, be extremely careful. I will never advise anyone to go in those nightclubs or bars and start sleeping with easy women, easy men. You don't do this. There are certain places, brethren, you don't go, especially if this place is easy for this quote-unquote sex. If you pay for it, that's another thing. Because the money is payment, it cut off whatever that is. But if it's sex is willingly or somebody offering and then you got weak, you do, or you get tricked into it, it's going to be an issue right there. That's what our people are catching a bunch of nonsense, man. They go to a party, they met this girl, and then she like acting drunk, and then she exposed herself, bam. And everything that you used to own gone. You don't know what happened. You slept with this dude, and then you used to be that sharp woman, and you become this person. Your mind is gone. Be very careful. Now, some people say they want to go, again, I will never, this is me just saying scumbag stuff. I will never advise anybody to go to the spiritual realm just to see if it exists. I just come here to look at things. You have to get a purpose. What am I going to go there for? Are you going to go there to speak with your guardian angel, to a loved one? Are you going to look for certain knowledge, certain wisdom that men don't know, men can't use? What are you going to do? Write it down and make sure that's what I come for this thing. That's what I did, and then come back. And make sure we're going to meet over there. Who's that guy named? You don't go over there and just like, I just want to go over there and explore. It doesn't work like that, Bridget. You don't go over there to explore. Just like we explained it before. Just like, oh, I guess she's not ready. Just like when you go, let's say you are here, and then you want to go to LA, you want to go to New York, you want to go see the buildings, the people. I want to go see celebrities. You think you think it's easy? We live here. We know it's not easy going to LA and meet, like, I don't know, Brad Pitt, or I don't know, Samuel L. Jackson, or one of those big celebrities. You can't meet those guys like that. But a young, naive person, let's say that person live outside of the US, that person lives somewhere, let's say in Africa and Europe. Okay, travel, pay money, come here and land it in LA. As long as that person is in LA, that person is walking around with a bunch of money in her hand, in his hand. And Brad Pitt, where are you? Wow, it's beautiful here. And then you will meet that guy that say, yeah, I'm Brad Pitt, but you really don't look like Brad Pitt. It's movie. And they say, let me see this thing in your hand. They take your money, and certain things can happen to you. You don't go wondering, people like they're opening their third eye because it's clean your chakra and stuff. You opening, what are you opening for? Are you doing a cleanse, or are you just opening because I want to do things, or you want to release certain things? You got to be extremely careful. You see, when you are doing this thing, which you can do on your own, I'm not scaring you. I'm just telling you the fact. This is what will happen if you effed up. Based on what the masters were telling us. You take a shower, purify yourself, clean out your room. You abstain yourself from baking or anything related to baking. You conserve your energy. You wear your white garment, and you don't wear anything under that, okay? Just your white garment. It could be a white robe or a giant white shirt. If you're one of those slim, petite person, you wear a big Levi white shirt, and that's all. Or you wear one of those robe, and then you lie with your head facing east, and then you light it up, your whatever it is, your incense or whatever, and then you start saying the mantra. You make sure there's no one there. To be wise, the phone turn off, TV unplug, anything electronics that is in the house that can make noise, you unplug them, you turn off everything. You light up your candle, and then you start saying the mantra, and then they will hear you and they will come get you. If you are over there taking care of business, and that Amazon driver that you ordered this thing 2 years ago, they never came, and that one day they come in your door, and your body security system twitch, your soul, you travel at the speed of light, gonna travel from over there in that place, and then it's going to enter your body just like a car going 100 miles and hit the speed bumps, or hit a pothole and hit another car, or hit an immovable object. That's how your soul gonna enter your body. And that way, a couple things can happen to you. One, heavy pain in your body, internal bleeding, internal organ damage. It depends how it happened, how break the forces. 2, you can paralyze. 3, you go out of your freaking mind. You lost your goddamn mind. That's why some people, you see them on YouTube, certain black conscious brothers, they are talking, you like, what the hell is this? Because they did not take the proper precaution. First of all, you have to get something there that would literally protect your body when you're gone. If anything happened, so you need to get a safety things. And when you're about to enter your body will slow down. This thing will get out, and then you will get in, and then you breathe. If this thing come briskly, that's like the best thing that can happen to you out of those three things. But if you go wandering around, you landed in the wrong spot, you landing on the wrong side of the town, you may never return. This isn't nothing to F with. It is always good to go with the master. You ask what the hell you're going to ask, then you leave. Based on our masters, they say it is always the best to go there than to call them, because every time they come here, it's a debt on your head, because they have to bow form unless you put them in a mirror, which is this. But if you call them, they have to materialize themselves. They're gonna have to bow parts, which is gonna be, it's good, but yeah, you really don't want that. You must be very careful. Certain one of those stuff, now you're mature, you don't use them because you want to be the spiritual dude online saying spiritual stuff. Yeah, I traveled to the spiritual realm. I met, I saw R. Kelly over there, and I saw Michael Jackson and stuff. You don't want to be this dude. This is extremely serious. This is extremely, above all, dangerous. It's not for immature people. If you think you're going to go over there to do a selfie and stuff, you may never return. Just like I said last night, for those of you, you're familiar with Heaven Gates, and also Jimmy Jones, that thing that he did with the Kool-Aid. Most of those people, they didn't die. They were transferred. They couldn't get back. That's why some people, they find them in their house, they lying down, and they thought they are dead. They can never wake up. There's no pulse, no anything. And then they've been there for days, and then the body, and then they buried it. They put it, they thought they are dead. Say, oh, he died of trauma. No, they went and read something online somewhere. Hey, they want to try it. Not here. If you are in the midst of us, you don't try things. You do things. You don't say, I'm hoping it's work. No, it will work. That's why when you see things you're going to do, I'm going to do it. It's going to work. That's a fair warning to those of you that wanted to travel and do things. You can do it, but do it under safety. Then again, Sensei had showed me the way to, not to do it, to prepare for it. Okay? If you're going to do it, the house have to be completely empty of other people. Like, for instance, if we have a place here, let's say a 3-bedroom, okay? All right, each person in 1 bedroom, and then Sensei come take all 3 of us, and then we go over there, we do what we show. If I'm going to go there, I have my reason. I can tell you, I'm going to go there to do this, do that. Everybody keep their reason, and everybody go over there, you do your thing, and then we come back. And then we keep doing it, we teach others. That's how you get those high knowledge. But if you are one of those people that you want to do stuff, you want to take selfie, or you just going to go there like, wow, this is beautiful, they're all good stuff, you might be that guy that landed in the house of the president in the White House, which I doubt that. You could be lost around the White House. The security find you there. They're like, this guy, say, man, you shouldn't be here. Let's return you home. You might find certain figure of authority, but you landed somewhere that is not the White House in DC. You landed in the hood of, let's say you landed in what that place in Philly again, where all those zombies at. Boy, I'm forgetting you landed in Skid Row, and a spiritual Skid Row over there. Those things, those people, the moment that you landed in Kensington, they're gonna see fresh meat. Let's say you landed in a prison system. They're gonna see fresh meat. They're gonna see this guy. You're not from around here. You don't know where you're at. They're gonna take advantage of you. Don't get me wrong. You might find that one person in Kensington Avenue or Skid Row that actually have a heart and say, yo, kid, you shouldn't be here, man. Get out of here, all right? Go to your home. Let me show you where to get. Say, hey, take B bus and stuff. Don't come back. This area is not for you, okay, man? All right. Make sure when you come around here, I know you're a tourist. Don't come around here, all right, son? Leave. Good. You might find that one. This guy, he probably don't want to hurt you because he know if you hurt somebody, you know, authority gonna know about him. They're gonna come here. They're gonna say, why did you hurt this kid? Some don't care, like him. This nigga was in my hood talking about him tempting me and Hish. I did things to him. But some of those guys, they don't want to get to this punishment. They will return you where you come from, but rarely. Especially if you met one of those evil things down there. That's why you don't go like, wow, I want to explore and stuff. So everybody got it. Be very careful when it comes to those things. Can you lean backward or forward in another century? Just asking. If it is your goal, yes, but no. First, you have to go over there, and then you have to go to the guy that do time, and they will show you how to travel in time. Anything can happen, brothers. It's scary. It's beautiful. But it's not for the immature. That's why I love it, because the freaking 2/3 can't do this. The immature can't do that. This is for people that are serious. They are disciplined. They're all about this thing. They want to come here to do business. They come, they do business, they come back. This is not a place for people to come and stuff like that. Yo, what's up, man? They come here and see what's going on here. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, yeah, man. Where the bitches at, man? Yeah. Nah, none of this. Nah, this is for the people that are serious about this. Again, beloved, don't be afraid of it. Don't raise anything above the mighty one as your fear. Fast, pray, repent, repeat. May the king reign forever. Oh, I mean, she's still not ready. That one.